What is up, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee on the vid, and I wanted to tap in with you guys and talk about C murder and Kim Kardashian, as it's been in the news lately. You know that Kim, her current project that she's trying to work on is freeing C murder, the brother of Master P, from his life sentence that he has been serving. And to say the least, there's a lot of funny stuff that went on with this case. It's a very shaky case. As to why there was multiple appeals involved in this case. But get in the comments, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Kim Kardashian's work, in prison reform, as she's brought some people home. And also, your thoughts on this case. I'm just going to go over some of the info as I stated. Now, C murder, brother of Master P, has been locked down for a minute. And right off the rip, this footage that you're seeing playing here is a separate incident. It has nothing to do with the case, that he is currently serving this life sentence on. I just wanted to point that out, as people get this misconstrued a lot, that this is why C murder is locked up, is in prison. This is a separate shooting where it actually did go to court. I believe he was given 10 years or time served. Attempted murder, or he pled it down or something like that. What happened was he was trying to enter a club, and there was some kind of argument between him and the staff. They told him he could not enter with a weapon, and threw him out of there. And as we see, he came back, shot up the club. Now, like I said, this case has totally been, went to court and is over with, time served. But, people just get this confused a lot. Now, it doesn't look good for C murder. Obviously, it paints the picture that he has a temper and that he will shoot. But it has nothing to do with this current case. Now, the life sentence that he's serving was given, from a murder that happened back in 2002. A fan of C murders, a 16-year-old kid named Steve Thomas, snuck into a club with the fake ID. A lot of people always wondered, how did a kid end up being killed in a club? And this is exactly what happened. He snuck in with the fake ID. He had gold foil, like from Rolos or a candy bar, over his teeth. You know what I mean? He was a big fan of C murder. He snuck in there with that fake ID. He wanted to see C murder. Now, it's a very sad situation, as a 16-year-old kid was killed. He really had no business being there. And when I say that, I'm not saying anything against him or his family. It is what it is. It's a very, very sad incident. And, they've came out and said a lot. The family has said a lot about this case, about their son being a big C murder fan. But totally separate from the murder case, I also wanted to point out that there is a $1.4 million civil suit that the family took out against C murder as well. But like I said, to say the least, there was a lot of funny style stuff that went on with this court case. It doesn't seem to be a clear conviction at all in any way. And what basically happened, like I said, he snuck in the club, wanted to see C murder. Something happened where there was some kind of incident, altercation. The prosecution says C murder attacked this kid, or some kind of melee broke out where he was being beaten up, and C murder shot him. Now, why would C murder kill a fan, a 16-year-old kid, on top of things? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this as a whole? What do you think? Do you think he did it? Do you think he's innocent? What are your thoughts? It just, I'd like to think that someone wouldn't shoot a 16-year-old kid, but obviously somebody did, okay? Now, this is where things get shaky about what went down that day, okay? As we said, the kid gets beat up, he gets shot, and, when the club clears out and the police shut things down and set up a perimeter, there's only about 150 people still there. Everyone else was gone, including C murder. Now, not a lot of people are talking, and like we said, a lot of stuff doesn't add up, and the witness testimony and the way the police went about the investigation was not on the up and up, to say the least. Now, like we said, originally C. Murder was convicted and given this life sentence and has come home, was actually home on, I believe, an ankle monitor fighting this case under an appeal. And there's been multiple appeals. And the reason for that is that the following. First off, there was only a 10-2, jury when they deliberated. 10 said guilty, 2 said innocent. In Louisiana, at that time, you only needed 10 people to get a guilty verdict, which is kind of crazy when it comes to murder, life and death. It should probably be a unanimous decision like it is, I think, pretty much every other state. I'm not positive, but as Kim Kardashian's been tweeting and saying, if this was today, they would have needed a unanimous decision. Now, they never found a murder weapon. No one never recovered a murder weapon. Jurors have came out and said, that they were pressured into coming back with the guilty verdict, that when deliberations were going on, it was not just 10-2. It was deadlocked. It was about even. They thought that there wasn't any real evidence. A lot of legal analysts said this probably shouldn't have even went to trial because it was a flimsy case. But after deliberations, people said that the pressure was put on them for other people to change to guilty so they could get the 10 people and convict him. And that is what ended up happening. And jurors have came out and said this. Now, also, the only real testimony statement against C. Murder, that pointed to him as being the killer was by some club security, Darnell Jordan. And, police have lied and withheld the criminal background of some of these witnesses involved in this case. But his, is obviously the most damaging to C. Murder. And listen to this. Like I said, this just kind of doesn't sound right. They never found a weapon. And this club security says he saw the young man being attacked by a bunch of people, like there was a pile of people attacking him. And he approached C. Murder and told C. Murder, stop this. He says then C. Murder stuck his hand into the pile of people and fired a shot, killing the young man. But he says he never saw him with a gun. So he's just saying he saw him stick his arm in there and shoot him, but he never saw a weapon. I don't know. That just kind of sounds funny, right? He just says that he saw a flash. Now, like I also said, there has been multiple appeals on this. One of them, C. Murder was home. And, what went down during the appeals was kind of messed up as well because judges switched. There was some politics involved where one judge that was presiding on the case, lost in an election, and a new judge came in and ordered for C. Murder to go back to jail, and really ended up hurting his appeal. So to kind of go back over this, 10-2, guilty to innocent, which nowadays would need to be unanimous as far as the jury goes. It wasn't originally 10-2. People have come out and said that they were verbally attacked, just wanted to get up out of there so that they changed their mind. And now, on top of everything, the security that I just mentioned, who said that he saw C. Murder stick his arm in the group of people and fire the weapon, has now recanted his statement and said police detectives pressured him into saying this. So, with all this being, said, it definitely, whether you agree or not. And I'm not saying on this one, guys, I always, put the info out there and give my take, my opinion, and ask for your guys as well. But in this situation, I'm not saying C. Murder is guilty or not. I really don't know what to believe on this one. As there's been allegations also against C. Murder, that there was witness tampering and things like that. But there's also been a lot of allegations against the police, people recanting their statements, jurors coming out and saying, listen, they wouldn't let me say he was innocent. I was pressured into changing my mind. No murder weapon, politics playing out in this with judges and things like that. It just seems to be a shaky case. And when it comes to justice, personal feelings and all that is supposed to go out the window. It's supposed to be, someone's guilt is proven beyond, a reasonable doubt. And it just doesn't feel like C. Murder got a fair shake at things, So I feel like, he deserves a new trial. You guys let me know if you agree. Now, Kim Kardashian is working hard on this, and as I stated, we know, she's got some juice when it comes to this prison reform. You know what I mean? She's got some power. She's made some things happen. Now, Monica, you remember the singer Monica, all that. She was C Murder. She used to date C Murder, and she's came out and, said she's supporting him. She's always believed that he was innocent. And I mean, it is what it is, guys. I want to know your thoughts on this. I just kind of wanted to go over some of this info as we've, been hearing Kim Kardashian is working hard on this. C Murder's image really honestly hurt him a lot in this. His name, the content of their music. And like I said, the fact that there was this other shooting, like I said, when it comes to court cases, this other shooting that was caught on tape, it's not a good look for him at all. But, when it comes to court cases, the jury and stuff like that, and everyone involved, the prosecution, the defense, everyone's supposed to keep it to the information involved in that case. Now we know no matter whatever people are told to disregard, I mean, we still all have thoughts, feelings, and, there's things you just know, and it affects the way you feel about stuff. So with C Murder, that definitely could have played into things. But I don't know, man. I want to know what you guys think about this. Get up in the comments. Like I said, do you believe he's innocent, guilty? Do you believe he deserves a new trial? What are your thoughts on this across the board? Make sure to sub to the channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell. Daily content, music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. It's Jay Coffee Talk signing out. Peace.